Hey, 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 how are you guys doing? I was not going live today, but my frustration level went up to about 100 today. And so I said, okay, God, I'm going to come on here. I'm going to do this quick live, and then I'm going on about my business. So those of you, if you are new to me, welcome, welcome, welcome to my page. My name is Beverly Walthour. I am a business strategist, specifically for Christian female coaches who are looking to create at least $30,000 in 90 days. I'm also a TV and radio show host, so we film and record the TV and radio show here in Atlanta, GA. And so, like I said, this is not going to be a long live. Those of you, if you check out my lives recently, they have been less than 30 minutes. This right here will probably be about right around that same or less. But like I said, I was getting ready to go on about my business. I was getting ready to start my little time over here minding my business, and I had a couple of calls today, and the frustration that I felt was like, okay, God, I'm going to have these conversations with your people. And like I said, and after I have these conversations, I am going on about my business. So you guys, if you know other Christian female coaches, I do encourage you to either tag them in the comments or share this live with them, because I want to release some people from some stuff when it comes to your coaching business. Hey, 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 Makita, I'm getting ready. I'm gonna do a slight little rant. And look, I'm gonna do a slight little rant before Christmas. Y'all know I love the Lord, but I'm gonna do this little rant, which you guys know I rarely do. But like I said, when it's brought up to me more than one time, so I had a couple of calls today, had some awesome sales calls today. But then there was one call that I had that just really, like I said, it had my frustration level up here. And so I don't even like to use that word frustrated, but I was. And I know that this is something that, because I hear it, like she wasn't the only person I ever heard it from. But I'm always saying, if I hear something more than one time, then I'm like, okay, God, I'm going to have this conversation with your people. And I guess I probably should have put toe stepper in the top up there. I'm sorry. I didn't do it. So this is your warning. If you're sensitive to stuff, then this probably will. You probably won't feel good about this. And I do apologize. But like I said, you guys, if you know other Christian female coaches, I do encourage you to either tag them in the comments or share this video out so that we can go ahead and dispel this myth as we go into the birth of Jesus Christ. And we do that celebration this week. And so, you guys, this part here, and what brought me to this particular live, and the reason why I'm doing this live, and like I said, I don't usually do a whole lot of ranting, but this one is one that I just need for us to stop falling into this trap. I need us to really and truly get back focused on what it is that God has called us to do and how He called us to serve and all this good stuff. And so this is the thing that I need. For us to stop believing when it comes to the light. Thank you, Makita. Okay, you guys, Makita says she's ready. So that's all I needed was one. All I needed was one to say that they were ready. And so you guys, and I know, and I get it. I get it. I get it. I have been in this space and place. I have been very transparent about my journey in this online space. But for too many of you guys are getting caught up in some unnecessary things of what you feel like you have to have in your business in order for you to get out here and serve your people that God has called you to serve. And so I want to release some of this undue stress, pressure, this desire for things to be perfect. There's a difference between walking in excellence and walking in integrity and then trying to be perfect. And so I need to release you guys from some of this stuff that's keeping you from getting out and serving your people. And so prayerfully, with this information that I share with you guys, you get out and you either get out there and serve your people on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, whenever it is you get back to working your business. Because I know some of you guys are taking off the next couple of days for the holidays, which is perfectly fine. But whenever you are ready to get back out there and serve the people that God has called you to serve, first and foremost, I'm talking to believers. Those are the people that I talk to. Those are the people that I serve in my business. So I know that my caption says Christian female coaches. Hey, is it Andrea? Andrea, yay. And so you guys, I make a distinction between who I serve. So yes, my target market are Christian female coaches, but I niche down even more and I talk to believers. I talk to believers. Yes, Makita, this is shared out. This is shared on my personal page, my business page, the Facebook group, LinkedIn, and I'm on YouTube. I'm everywhere tonight. I am everywhere tonight. And so, hey, Diane. And so, you guys, like I said, first and foremost, as believers in business. So that's who I'm talking to. There's a difference between being a Christian and being a believer. I'm talking to believers. I am talking to those of you who know that God has called you to do what you are doing in your business. Not those of you that are sometime in, you know what, today I don't feel like getting out here in service. I ain't gonna serve the people. And I know I'm not talking to those people. So Andrea, perfect. Okay, I may ask you again, because I sometimes I get a little shaky with the names, but hey, look, charge it to my head and not to my heart. And so, you guys, I am talking to those believers that believe that what you do is transformational, that what you do as a coach, the skill set that you have, the knowledge that you have as a coach, you can use that the way that God has gifted you, anointed you to break generational curses and establish generational blessings. That's who I'm talking to in this live. So if this is not you, then you can hop off the live and I will not get offended. I am talking to those people who know in your heart that you have been called to do this. You may not have all the pieces, and the business may not look the way that you desire for it to look, but you know that you are supposed to be coaching. That's who I'm talking to. I'm talking to those of you. So if that is not you, then like I said, you can hop off. I promise you, I will not get offended. But I need to have a heart to heart with my people tonight. I'm talking to you guys tonight. This is who I'm speaking to. Hey, minister, this is who I'm talking to you. Like I said, you know that the work that you do, you know that you do transformational work. Two, you know that as a coach, the skill that set that you have, the way that God has gifted and anointed and called you, you know that it can break generational curses and establish generational blessings. That's who I'm talking to. You guys, we have to get out here and let people know how we serve them. We have to let people know the results that we help them get. You guys, I got my notes here because I want to make sure that I catch everything. You guys, you have to let people know every single day the problem that you solve and how you solve that problem. You guys have been hearing me preach this message. Oh, I use the word preach. Teach this message forever. I have been talking about this for years. You guys, let me know in the chat, what is the problem that you solve? Let me know in the chat, what is the problem that you solve? Let me know in the chat. So as you're typing that, I need you to keep this in mind. Make sure you have paper and pencil with you tonight. Every single day, you need to let people know the problem that you solve and how you solve that problem. Let people know the problem that you solve and how you solve that problem. I always ask you, what makes you different? There are other coaches out there that do what you do. What makes you different? What makes how you serve your people different than another coach out there? For a lot of you guys, the reason why you're not signing the clientele to the level that you desire is because there are subpar coaches out there that are willing to get out there every day and every day consistently to talk about the problem that they solve and how they solve the problem. Now, they're more than likely subpar from you, but they're willing to get out there on a daily basis or get out there consistently and talk about the problem that they solve and how they solve that problem. They don't have an issue with doing that. They don't have an issue with getting out there and talking about what makes them different. And so the thing is, they're getting out there in front of your people and they're just like, well, dang, that person is seeing them. They're seeing that message consistently. So they're like, okay, well, I see this person out here. They're getting out here and they're talking about what it is that they do and how they solve the problem. So maybe I need to align with that person. Because remember, they've been praying for a solution. They've been praying for a solution. They have been praying for a solution. That subpar coach is out there getting out there consistently, getting that message out there consistently. But that subpar coach doesn't have the experience that you have. They don't have the know-how that you have. They don't have the expertise that you have. A lot of them don't have the Holy Spirit indwelling within them like you do, the power that you have because of who you serve, because of who you are. They don't have that power that we have as believers. They don't have access to what we have access to. But the thing is, they're not afraid to get out there and talk to their people. Even if all they can do is a 5-minute live or a post that they did in 30 seconds, whatever it is, and they're just like, well, shoot, I got to get out there. I only have 10 minutes today to interact and engage with somebody. So I'm going to go ahead and put my message out there. Look at what Doc has up here on the screen. So she helps people reduce unhealthy stress and create their best happy life, mind, body, and spirit. So you guys, this is Dr. Indy Jones. Dr. Indy Jones. She's actually a doctor who helps you when it comes to this stress. So this stress that you have in your life, Bev, I ain't stressed. Yes, you are. That pain that you have in your body, God did not create your body to have aches and pains. He did not create you that way. That excess weight that you have, God did not create your body to carry that excess weight. That unhealthy weight is what I'm talking about. You snapping off and popping off at your kids because you're stressed out about you being on a job that you cannot stand, but you're at the job because, hey, at least it pays the bills, because you're playing around with the business on the side because you're not taking the business seriously. So all that extra stress that you have, because you are, a lot of you guys, you're caregivers for other people. So not only are you taking care of yourself and your household, some of you guys are taking care of parents. You may be taking care of a child that has a disability. You're going to tell me that's not stress? But here we are with this superwoman cape that we were told that we have to put on. And on the inside, you're breaking down. But hey, I can't show that side to anybody because once again, I'm the strong woman. I'm the strong woman. I'm supposed to be able to take care of everybody. Look, I got this S on my chest. I got this cape on my back. And all the while, your body is breaking down. You're breaking down mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, because you're carrying on this undue stress that you guys, you were not created and designed to do that. So Doc has a solution for you. So Doc, I would rather you get out there consistently with your background, your skill set, the knowledge that you have, and let people know what you can do and how you can help them with this transformational offer that you have, versus this subpar person that's caught something on YouTube, a YouTube video that they saw and said, well, hey, let me go ahead and do this. Well, hey, somebody said I should do keto, so I'm just going to teach people keto. They don't even have the background and the skill set to do it. But the thing is, they're out there consistently letting people know what it is that they do and how they do it. So those people are signing up with those people that don't even have nearly as much experience as you have. But at least they're showing up consistently. You guys, get out there and serve your people. Get out there on a daily basis and let people know the problem that you solve and how you solve that problem. What makes you different? What makes you different? The same thing, Diane. We know these people that have these issues when it comes to these things in the past, this hurt, this anger, this guilt, this shame that they are holding on to, that they've been holding on to for years. That has this thing that's manifesting in their body, their hearts, their minds, their spirit, that they're passing on to the next generation, that they're passing down to their children. They're in these unhealthy relationships, whether or not the unhealthy relationship is with themselves, the things that they're saying to themselves, where I'm like, my God, the things that you say to yourself, but that if you were to hear your child say those things to themselves, if you were walking and you had your ear to your child's door and you heard them say half the things that you say to yourself, you wouldn't allow for them to say it to themselves. Why is it okay for you to say it to you? So Diane, getting out there and talking to them about how you can help them to release those stories that they've been telling, to release those trauma and that stress and all of those things that they've been holding on to for all of these years, where they've made this thing a normal thing. That's not normal. It's not normal. But there are people out there that can support you and show you how to release that stuff. Thank you, minister. Problem that I've been called to solve: the destruction of generational curses and uprooting the works of the adversary. The thing is with that, minister, so many people have normalized these generational curses. This, I call it ratchet behavior. They have normalized this stuff. They don't even realize that it's the work of the enemy. They don't realize that it's a curse. They don't realize that just because mama did it and grandmama did it, that it doesn't make it okay. So we have to make sure that we're out there and we're talking to them and letting them know that, hey, there are other things out there. There are other ways out there. Just because this is what you're used to doesn't mean that this is how it always has to be. You have choices. A lot of people feel like they don't have choices. So this morning I put a post up, and I said, you know what? Sometimes you do. Sometimes you don't have to decide. Sometimes you can have both. But sometimes for some people, they don't realize, because if you notice, the first thing I said, sometimes you don't have to choose. So sometimes I see stuff and I see what people, I think it was a question somebody had in a group, and they were like, hey, would you prefer someone, I think it was in some group I was in, and it was like, hey, do you prefer someone that has to be with somebody with good credit or someone that has money in the bank? My thing was, why can't I have both? Why can't I have both? Present two ideas. Why can't I have both? So that's the thing where, why do I have to choose? Why can't I have both? But now there are some things where when it comes to a choice, some people don't even realize that there's another option out there. They are so used to the dysfunction that they don't even realize that they're in the dysfunction. And so sometimes it's just a matter of presenting information to people. And when you present that information, now they can make a decision. Now, there are some people, they will see that there's a different option out there. And you know what? They'll continue to operate in that dysfunction. And that's fine. At least you gave them the option of seeing that, hey, there is another way. For us as coaches, we need to make sure that we are out there consistently letting people know that, hey, there is another way out there. And so I know for me, I'm going to use myself specifically when it comes to me as a coach, specifically as a coach for Christian female coaches. These are a couple of things, and the reason why I do what I do. One thing, and this is the conversation that I had earlier with someone, that was the frustrating part, because I hear this consistently. These people that are out here, first of all, one thing that I always say to my people is, when I work with my people, we start with what you have. We start with what you have. And so for a lot of you guys, tech is an issue. And so you're trying to be here in this online space. And I've had clients where, with my clients, with my one-on-one clients, I will legit go in. We're looking at some of their tech stuff. We're looking at some of their behind the scenes stuff. We're looking at their pre-qualifying questions, all of that stuff. Because when you work with me at that level, I'm able to get in and do a deeper dive. But I know for a lot of them, coaches that they've had before, they have not had that experience before. So that level of customization, that a level of feedback, that level of accountability, they're not used to that with a one-on-one coach. So that's one thing that makes me different from some of the other one-on-one coaches. Well, Bev, doesn't that take more work? Yeah. But remember, when someone invests with me at a one-on-one level, that investment level looks a lot different than someone that may work with me in my academy. So the same thing, look at what you're offering at your one-on-one level. Look at what you're offering. Is your price point in alignment with what you're offering? So once again, one thing for me, when I look at, because I'm talking about what makes you different, what's the problem that you solve? Look at what it is that you're offering. Really get strategic with what makes my services different. What are these people used to? What are they out there doing? Why are they not able to get the type of results that they desire? Look at your offer. How does your offer solve that problem? What makes your offer, what makes your services different? So like I said, even when I look at my offer, my high level, my one-on-one clients, like I said, they get access to me at a level that those that are maybe in my academy don't get to. But once again, the investment price point is at that level as well. So I'm getting, you see what I'm saying? So the level in which they can access me like that, and the price point is in alignment. Look at your one-on-one. Are you offering your one-on-one services for $1,500 to work with you for 4 months? But then you throw in everything in the kitchen sink. They get 24-hour access to you. They have your private cell phone number. They have boxer support. They have email support. They expect for you to return their email within 2 minutes. And it's a $1,500 investment. No, stop doing that. So once again, look at your offer. What makes that different? What is the problem that you solve? What makes it different? So what is it that your people are struggling with? How can you incorporate that into an offer? So like I said, I knew the level of accountability, especially for the people at my one-on-one level, it had to be different. So like I said, we're looking at the tech stuff. And some of my clients, they will tell you, they will come with a tech thing. And I'm like, why are you using that? Are you married to that thing? If the answer is no, I'll tell them to get rid of it, because that's beyond what you need right now at the stage that you're at. So some of you guys, this frustration that you're having with tech stuff because somebody told you that you needed ClickFunnels. Why are you using ClickFunnels? If you're bringing in the revenue to pay for the ClickFunnels, cool. But is that something that you need right now at the level that you're at? One of my newer clients that I just brought on, I told her this. I'm like, look, you're just getting started. And when I say just getting started, as far as when it comes to her really monetizing her business, she's been bringing in some revenue, but she wants to do this at a different level. So my thing is, and I say this to you guys all the time, start with where you are. So if you're just getting started, what are some of the just basic things that you need to have in your business? What are some of those basic things? And then build from there. So even when it comes to the tech stuff. And so that's why I have a client of mine, and she may identify herself or not. I don't know if she's going to say anything. But I told her, you need to be serving a certain level of clientele. Those people at that level of clientele, because she helps with the tech stuff. So now when you get someone that's at this level and they have tech stuff, it's going to make more sense to them for you to be able to show them not only the tech stuff, but the strategy that goes behind it. Some of you guys are talking about scaling your business, and I'm looking at your business. I'm like, what are you scaling? What are you trying to scale? Well, somebody said I need to scale. Scale what? What are you scaling? You guys, once again, get that foundation. So once again, like I said, look at the level of tech. So a lot of my people, I will tell them, some of you guys, the tech stuff that you have, you do not need it for where you are right now. I don't want the tech to frustrate you. So get those things that make it simple and easy for you to use. Start at that level where you are. Some of you guys were, Bev, I got to go through and I got to get these branded photos and I got to get this and I have to have this and I got to get that and I got, says who? Who says you got to get this stuff? That's you saying that, or you heard somebody say that. I will tell you guys all the time, a selfie is just as powerful as the time you spent over there in Canva trying to create that graphic, trying to have all those pieces over there. You just spent 3 hours over there on Canva trying to create a graphic when you could have just sat in your chair, took that selfie, put a little smile on your face, put some lipstick on if you want to, take that selfie and talk to your people. So that 3 hours that you spent over there in Canva, you could have been having a conversation with your people for 30 minutes, chit chat with a couple of people in Messenger, and then going about your business. But you just spent 3 hours over there in Canva. And now you're complaining and saying, I don't have time to work on my business. Yes, you do. It's where you're putting your priority. So I say, keep the tech as low as possible. Keep the tech as low as possible so that you can get up and going. So make sure it's stuff that you are able to get on up in there. Makita, I'm telling you, the stuff that we're seeing with people that are spending money on stuff and trying to do certain things. I'm like, what are you doing and why are you doing that? Get out there and serve your people. Keep it simple, you guys. Keep it. Remember, I did that series a few months back. Keep it simple, saints. The other piece that I knew that my people needed was a faith-based environment. A faith-based environment. That was another thing. And you guys, I'm just talking about my people. You need to look at your people and see what it is that your people need. What is it that they're needing that they're not getting in the space that they're in? I knew my people needed a space for believers. And so I wanted to create that space where it was safe for them to pray, where it was safe for them to talk about the Holy Spirit, where it was safe for them to talk about scripture, where it was safe for them to be okay and be themselves, and they did not have to filter anything. So either them filtering themselves or filtering out what they were seeing and hearing. That is what I'm talking about when I say create faith-based environments. For me, even myself, I needed to be in a container and in a space with other believers. I needed to know that when I was praying, when they were praying to the same God in Jesus that I am praying to. Because you guys know that there are other gods out there. And just because someone talks about God doesn't mean that they're talking about your God that we serve. So you want to be really careful about that. So I wanted to make sure that for myself and the people that I serve, that I created a container where it was okay for them to mention the name Jesus. That when they were talking about spirit, is different. You guys, let me know if you can still hear me. Let me know if you can still hear me. Let me know if you can still hear me. Type in the chat. Let me know if you can still hear me. Because I think my internet went down for a second, but I should now be back up. Let me know if you can still hear me. Let me know if you can still hear me. Can you still hear me? Let me know if you can still hear me. Let me know if you can still hear me. I had a little message that said my internet went down. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I'm back up. Okay, cool. And so, you guys, like I said, I knew for me that was something that my people needed. They needed to be in an environment where it was safe and where it was okay for them to be themselves as a believer. Like I said, if the Holy Spirit has shown up on more than one of my calls, on more than one of my sessions, tears literally flowing during our calls. Okay, you guys, yeah, sorry about that. Like I said, I got a little message that said that my internet did go down, but then it came back up again. So you guys, look at how you coach and look at the people that you serve. What is it that they need that they may not be getting from other coaching or coaches? And then give them that thing that they're missing. So what is your secret sauce? What is that thing that makes your services different? What makes it different? And so that other piece, that last piece for me. So like I said, the tech, we're not doing all this crazy stuff when it comes to tech. We're gonna keep it simple. We start with my people are. This right here, that accountability, that feedback, that customization. And the other part that my people need is the implementation piece. The implementation piece. So I'm talking about me specifically. I'm not talking about the other coaches, you guys, because if this is part of your business model and if it works, that's cool. But the other part for me and the people that I serve, especially when you see me making those posts, and I'm like, hey, just had a client that closed $20,000 in 6 weeks. Hey, just had a client that closed $30,000 in a week. Hey, just had a client that closed $10,000 in a day. That's because of the implementation pieces that are a part of what I offer. So, for instance, with my accelerator, most of you guys have not been in an environment like my revenue accelerator program. That accelerator has two key pieces. One of those key pieces is a revenue goal. So once again, to be a part of that program, you cannot have a goal less than $30,000. The other piece to that, my revenue accelerator, is the implementation part. So literally every time we meet, there is something that they have to implement. Every time we meet. Those other pieces that I mentioned, as far as feedback, they have this accountability form that they must fill out every week that everybody in the group sees. They also have accountability partners. So once again, these are things that I know because I've been in this space. So many of us, we consume, and very rarely do we implement. And so what ends up happening is we have all this information, we keep buying all this stuff that we keep investing in, but we don't get the type of results that we desire because that implementation part is missing. And so what I do with my programs, we have that implementation piece. So whether or not you're working with me one-on-one, whether or not you are in my accelerator, but once again, like I said, that revenue accelerator, you have to have a revenue goal of at least $30,000. That's minimum to get into the program. It is not for the faint of heart. It is not for the faint of heart. But the result on the other end of that, like I said, my people, we have an 80% success rate in there. of people who have secured it between $35,000 and $116,000 in 90 days. But to get to that type of level, once again, there is a work there. There are things you have to do. You actually have to implement. That implementation piece is key. The same thing, like I said, we talked about our one-on-one, and then we have my academy. My academy is different. My academy is like a membership. And so we meet once a month with a live masterclass, and I've even started including implementation with that. So the last masterclass that we had our breakout group. They had a little assignment, a little thing in there that they had to talk about what they had to do. So even my academy now brings in implementation, because once again, I see that that is a key missing piece for my people. So you guys, you have to ask yourself, what are those key missing pieces for your people? How can your offer fill it? How can your offer fill it? That's what's going to make your stuff different from the other wellness coaches out there, from the other tech coaches out there, from the other life coaches that are out there, from the other business coaches that are out there, from the other relationship coaches that are out there. What makes your services different? That's what you want to keep in mind. And so then that allows for you, when you have that piece that's different, that unique thing, and it doesn't have to be something, because some of you guys feel like, oh my gosh, it has to be something different and it has to be something unique. No, it has to be something that your people need. It has to be something that your people need. That's what it is. It has to be something that they need. Okay, good question. April said, how much time a day do you have to commit to make $30,000 a month? So April, this is the part, and I'm glad that you asked that. With my clients that do $30,000 in a month, like I said, legit, I have clients that will do $30,000 in a week. But the thing is, it's not necessarily the amount of hours that they spend a day doing it. It's what they're doing in that time. So for instance, I tell my people all the time, it is so much easier to do $30,000 in a week if I have a $5,000 offer. If I have a $10,000 offer, it's so much easier to do it with that type of offer versus trying to sell a $997 offer. So April, it's a couple of pieces to that. The first thing we do, we look at your offer, we repackage and we reprice your offer. Most of you guys, your offers are underpriced. So for instance, Makita came in. Makita, she'll be in round 3 of my accelerator. And so she had this offer. I forgot what the initial price, I think it was like $1,100 or something, one of those price points that she has on there. And so after conversations with Makita, Makita's offer is now at $8,000. It's going to be a lot easier for Makita to hit $8,000 in a month, because all she has to do is sell 4 of those versus her trying to sell an $1,100 offer. And the thing is, it wasn't like we did something. I'm sorry, $1,194. Let me get it right. $1,194. It's not like she had to create all this grand magic. She didn't have to do a whole bunch of stuff. It was looking at what you have and looking at how you can offer that and position that thing in such a way that when people see an $8,000 price point or they see a $5,000 price point, it makes sense for them to jump in. What I call your no-brainer offer. And I always say to people, no-brainer does not mean cheap. It just means that when they look at the price point compared to the value. And so April, it will go back to what I was talking about as far as what's missing in your industry. What is it that your people need? So when they see your offer and they were like, well, dang, I'm able to get that with her offer. I haven't been able to get that anywhere else. Oh, and she's only asking for $5,000. Okay, cool. So April, when they see that stuff, once again, it makes it easier for you to sell it. And so what I tell my people, or what I have my people do, April, I'm like, we have this, I say, set aside an hour. Set aside an hour of what we call revenue generating activities. So they have an hour. Now, do some of them spend more than an hour? Yeah, they spend more than an hour, but I say, give me a minimum of an hour a day. And you're working on those revenue generating activities. So whether or not it's that content that you put out there, so, revenue generating activities could be me doing a live, giving value on that live, and then inviting them to either schedule a call with me, click on this link to go purchase XYZ, whatever it is. So that's a revenue generating activity where I'm putting out content that's of value. People can get a result. And then in exchange for that value that I just gave in that live or on that post or in my email, I'm now inviting them, hey, if you want more support, if you want to know how you can generate at least $30,000 in 90 days, go to www.callwithbeverly.com so we can talk about how I can support you. So that part right there. So I did a 15-minute live, a 30-minute live. And then I may hop in Messenger and say, hey, April, thank you so much for hopping on my live. That's a revenue generating activity because now I'm starting conversations with people that might be an ideal client. You see what I'm doing? And so once again, that might take my 60 minutes. Because I might send out a series of messages in Messenger, or I might send an email blast out to my email, or I might follow up with someone that I started a conversation with, but I did not complete the conversation with them. So it's stuff like that. So April, really and truly, once again, it depends on what your schedule is, because some of my people, they still work full time and they're working their business. And so they have to work with the time that they have. So you guys, once again, look at what your people are struggling with. What is missing out there in your industry? What are those things out there that you're seeing that you're like, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. So like I said, I know for me, once again, that whole tech issue is an issue for my people. The lack of accountability and implementation. So yeah, you can go join such and such, this person with a big name. You can go join their program. That's cool because they have the name to it. But are you going to get the level of support that you need? It's not going to be that person with the big name that's going to coach you. It might be one of the coaches that they have on their team, but it's not going to be that person. And if that person with the big name is on the call, you're on the call with hundreds or thousands of other people. So are you actually going to get what you need in an environment like that? So for me, I know that this is a thing for my people. So when I create my programs, then I might max out at 15. My last round of my accelerator, I had 18. I'm like, oh, that's too many people. That's too many people. 18, too many, too many, too many. You see what I'm saying? So once again, so why not create smaller containers for your people so that you get to know them, they get to know you, they get that access to you, that accountability, that feedback. But in exchange for that, the investment level might be higher. But are they willing to make that higher investment to have that level of access? Anna, let me see if is it Anna or Anna? Okay, do you have any programs for someone who is truly started from scratch, or are all these all these for established people who are already established? So Anna, the thing for me with those people who have not started would be my academy. Like that would be a starting place for those people who have not gotten started, because with my academy, there are courses in there that will help you get started, and you get 2 calls with me. So that will at least get you started and get you up and going. But there are also coaches that are in my community that if you need like one-on-one support type of thing, then there are coaches in my community that I can refer you to, because I don't necessarily do that one-on-one like that. It just depends on what's going on with your business, type of thing. Oh, yes. So Jacqueline was asking about my link. Here we go. So you guys, so when it comes to your offer, once again, look at what people are not getting and look at what you can do in your offer to give them what it is that they're not getting. And so, like, in exchange for that, yeah, the price point, the investment might be higher. So one question that I do ask my clients, or even like when I do programs and stuff like that, I will ask them, why should someone pay you more for your coaching services versus someone else? So when someone comes to me and they're like, oh my gosh, Bev, you got a group coaching program and that thing is $6,000. Wait a minute, Bev, I've been in group coaching program and they've been $997. Wait a minute, Bev, I've been in a group coaching program and it was $2,000. That's fine. But this is my thing. This is my thing. Yes, my group coaching program is $6,000. It is. But the reason why my group coaching program is $6,000, one, I have the testimonials to back it up. That's one. Two, well, Ben, what do you do if you don't have the testimonials? Even when I ran this iteration of my accelerator, when I first ran it, it was my group program, my group coaching program. Look, I just realized I was. Even when I ran it. So let me share this with you. This is a little caveat. There is a school of thought out there that if you run a group coaching program, like you can't charge more than $1,000 or something like that for a group coaching program. Let me tell you how that's a lie from the pits of hell. So the first group coaching program I ever tried to do, I was trying to run it for $397. It was a 12-week program. This many people bought it. This many people bought it. Do you see this big goose egg right here? This many people bought it. So of course your natural instinct, well, hey, I'm trying to put this program out here for $400. Nobody's buying it. Maybe I should lower the price. I actually did the opposite. I'm like, you know what? No, for everything that they're getting. So when I ran that program again, the next time that I ran it for $4,500. I ran it for $4,500. That defies everything that everybody talks about. Yeah, you can't have a group. But my thing is, if someone is offered a group coaching program for $1,000, or like I said, they have 50, 60, 100 people in there, those people don't know me. And so I remember the very first group coaching program I ever invested in, I think it was a 6-month program for like $2,000. There was 500, literally 500 to 1,000 other coaches on there. That coach didn't know who I was. Now she did. She ran every one of those coaches. Like she didn't have other coaches that came in and taught. She ran every last one of them, but she didn't know who I was. And for what I needed, the type of support that I needed someone that knew who I was. I needed someone that if I had a question, I could raise my hand and they could say, okay, Beverly, what's your question? That's what I needed. I know what type of learner I am. So I knew from that point, I'm like, okay, I'm not being in another program that has 500 people. I'm not doing it. So even for myself, when I started to run my group coaching programs, I'm like, I can't do a program. And I'm an educator. I've literally done trainings that literally had 500 people in a group and I'm on a stage doing a training. So I know how to do it. I can actually run a program that has hundreds of people in there. I can do it because I've been trained to do it. But is it effective? I know for myself the type of results I want my clients to get. And so if I want someone to be able to close $30,000 in a week, I personally cannot do that in a group of 500. So in exchange for that, I'm like, okay, I can have a group of 12 people. These are faith-based women, so we can pray and we can talk about God, Jesus, Scripture, Holy Spirit, all of that stuff, and it's okay. We're going to start them from where they are with who they have in their community and build out from there. And in exchange for that, they get my level, that level of access and customization and all that stuff like that from me. And in exchange for that, it's a $6,000 program. So like I said, it started out at $4,500, it's at $6,000. And it will continue to go up because my ultimate goal, and I need you guys to hear me, the ultimate price point for my accelerator is $10,000. I'm going to be real with you. The ultimate price point for my accelerator, which is a group program, is $10,000. That's where I want it to be. It will be $10,000. Somebody asked me, why is it not $10,000 now? I'm still working on it. I'm still working on it. But I'm telling you, I have no qualms. So if someone comes to me and say that they don't have $6,000 or, that's too much for them, that is okay with me because I know that they're not rejecting me. It's the offer. And I'm fine with that because I know for myself the types of results that my people get. I know, hey, for a $6,000 investment, and 80% of my people close between 35,000 and 116,000, and the investment is only $6,000. Oh, I don't have any issues with my price point being at $6,000. Like that's why I can reconcile that in my spirit and in my heart and be okay with it. So, like I said, having an 80% success rate. 80% of the people who go through the program close between $35,000 and $116,000. So that's why I'm okay. And once again, the investment is only $6,000. So the same thing, you guys, you have to have that type of confidence with what it is that you offer and the price point. You have to have that level of confidence. And when you do, you will attract those people that will look at it and say, "Oh, it's only $6,000. Oh, I thought you was gonna say, I thought you was gonna say it's 10,000." Okay, somebody else tell me it should be 10,000. Watch what happens. I might open my eyes tomorrow and it's $10,000. But you guys, you see what I'm saying? So you have to have that type of confidence behind. So that's what I mean when I say no brainer. So that's a no brainer offer for me, not because it's cheap, but when you look at that price point compared to the value and what they get, that's what allows for me to be as confident as I am. Well, Bev, I may not have all the results that you do, and you may not have the type of testimonials that I have now, but you have to remember I did not start here. I did not start here. Those of you, and it's probably too much scrolling, but if you one of the first testimonials I had was a young lady that I signed to my one of my one-on-one clients I had. I signed her one-on-one. We got her offer together and she launched it and she created $35,000 from her launch. Like 3 days after she launched that offer, she made $3,500, the most she had ever made. Guys, do you know I milked that testimonial to death? I'm telling you, every week I was posting that testimonial. Every week I posted that testimonial. So that's when I talk to my clients about remixing, what I call remixing a testimonial, that was because that's what I did. I did that. You guys, like I said, a lot of you guys have been helping people for free. Get a testimonial from those people. And so if you don't want to use the word, because I only use the word clients for people who have paid me. So if you don't want to use the word client, just say somebody that I work with. This was somebody that I worked with. This was somebody that read my book and this was the result that they got. Be truthful. But once again, look at how you can repurpose. I call it remixing, but look at how you can repurpose that testimonial. So I've done lives and trainings and stuff about how you can remix or repurpose a testimonial. So if that's the one testimonial you have, you run that testimonial into the ground. That's fine. And then as you get more, you add more and more testimonials to it. That's what you want to do. So one thing that I will show the ladies that are in my mastermind. So my other level, my next level is my mastermind. Then my mastermind are for those that are going for 6 figures. Their actual goal is going to be 6 figures in 6 months. So the ladies in my mastermind, I'm going to show them a strategy for their testimonials and what they can do for their testimonials and how they can utilize their testimonials. That's the next level strategy that I'm going to show them. But you guys, I'm telling you, you need to look at your market, look at your industry. What are those people missing? So you guys, so when I titled this live and I said, stop believing the lies, once again, it's so many of you guys that are so focused on the wrong thing, feeling like you have to have, like I said, all this tech stuff. You have to have, a million people on your list. You have to have 1,000 people in your Facebook group. You have to have, 5,000 people. Like, you don't have to have all that stuff. Start with where you are and grow from there. If you only have 50 people in your Facebook group, you show up in that Facebook group as if you have 5,000 people. If you only have 10 people on your email list, you communicate with them as if you had 10,000 people on your email list. Some of you guys are showing up to the capacity in proportion to what you see in front of you. Some of you guys are showing up in proportion to what you're seeing in front of you. Well, Bev, I'm not getting a lot of engagement, so no, I don't care. You show up as if there are 1 million people watching you live. You show up as if there are 1 million people on your email list. You show up as if there are 1 million people in your Facebook group, and you give them what you got. Don't worry about who's not doing what. This is a testimonial that I shared. I had a client that signed with me. She signed with my $9,000 offer. This young lady was not in my Facebook group. She was not friends with me on Facebook or on social media. She was not friends with me on social media at all. She had never engaged in any of my content. Never. So some of you guys that are not showing up on your social media, some of you guys that are not showing up for the people on your email list, if you live stream any of that stuff because the people are not there or because you feel like people are not engaged, that is the wrong mindset to have, because you never know who's watching. You never know who's watching. So like I said, this young lady that I never spoke 2 words to, invested $9,000 in my coaching service, and she never engaged in any of my stuff that I had on my platform. Well, Bev, how did she find you? I did a training in someone else's Facebook group, and I did this training with, it was me and another person doing this training. And so the other person had the training on, they sent the training out to their email list or something, or they sent out an email, the person sent out an email to their list. That person ended up getting the email, and then she happened to, I guess she was in the group and saw the training that me and that other person did. And so then she came over and I guess researched. That's what I'm telling you guys. People are always searching. People are nosy. They will stalk you. And so then she booked a call. She saw my link out there. She booked a call. We had a conversation. And then now she's my client. And like I said, before I hopped on the call with her, I had zero clue of who she was. So those of you that are out there where I don't have, or these people are not doing, or this not, stop it. That is a mindset thing that you need to release and let go. People are always watching you, but what are you giving them to look at? That is the question. They are always watching. What are they seeing? What are you giving them to look at? What do they see when they come across your content? Are they seeing anything at all? Do they see that you you only post on Monday? That's it. They don't ever see a link of what they can do as far as next steps. They don't ever know what it is that you have to offer because you don't talk about it. I say talk about yourself, your services, the problem that you solve, what makes you different. Talk about it every single day. How can you help these people? It is not fair that you have a solution that you refuse to share with other people. That is not godly. In my opinion, that is not godly. That is not godly. We were called as the church to share our gifts that we have with others. So if you have something that can help somebody and you're not sharing it and you're not letting them know, that's not fair. I know scripture tells us that each part of the body of Christ has a specific role that they're supposed to play. Are you playing your role? Or do you feel like that only applies if you are in the four walls of the church? Is that the only place that it applies? I don't think so. I just refuse to believe that God told you to go out here and start this business, but he didn't want you to talk about how you support other people, the problem that you solve, the results that you help people get. I just refuse to believe that. I don't think, I refuse to believe that that's what he designed it and told you to do with your business. For some reason, that does not sit right in my spirit. So get out there. Once again, look to see. And if you don't know what's missing in your industry, have conversations with your ideal clients. Get on a call, do market research with a couple of people. Have a conversation with some people and see what it is. What is it that you need? What is it that you wish that you had? What do you wish that someone would have said to you? What do you wish you would have known? Even for yourself, if you are some form of your ideal client, what do you wish you would have seen? What do you wish you would have heard? What do you wish that you would have known when you were going through what you were going through, whatever that thing was? Some of us, we're making this way too hard. See what it is that is missing, what your people are not getting, and then figure out how you can give it to them. Figure out how you can give it to them. Okay? You guys, I'm done ranting. I was supposed to be done 20 minutes ago. I'm sorry. This is 53 minutes. I'm getting ready to stop ranting. But you guys, I'm telling you, my frustration level was all up here today. And I'm just like, you guys, stop believing the lies. Get in there. Keep it simple. Get out there. Serve your people. Let your people know the problem that you solve, how you solve it, what makes your services different, what they need to do to work with you. Get out there and share that with your people every single day, every single working day that you have. Because some of you guys, well, bear tomorrow, Christmas Eve, bear tomorrow, Christmas. You automatically go into what you can't do and why it don't work. So my thing is, okay, then what do you have planned going out the next day or the day after that or whenever it is that you're back on? What do you have in place to let people know the problem that you solve, how you solve it, so on and so forth? If you have something that's coming up next week, you should be promoting it every single day. If you have something that's coming out next month in January, you should be promoting it every single day. You should have a target of how many people you want in there, and then you are working the system to get those people in there. Are you doing that? Leverage what you have in front of you. There's too many organic ways for you to get in front of your ideal clients. You don't even have to pay for stuff. There are too many organic ways that you literally have at your fingertips. Are you utilizing those things? If not, get to getting. Get to getting. I'm telling you, Makita, I'm telling you, it's so many people that get stopped and hemmed up and all that stuff. And the thing is, Makita, even with your people that you serve, a lot of them just don't even want to deal with the tech stuff. They're like, you know what? I don't even want to deal with this stuff. Let me hire somebody else to do it. And that's cool and that's fine. That's when you come in, or those that want to know how to do it, DUI, and all that stuff like that. Yeah, I can show you how to do it, but this is in the capacity in which I can show you how to do it. It may not be me live showing you, walking you step by step, but I can give you the resources that you need to get it done, however you want to do it. All right. Okay, you guys, I got to go. So, you guys, like I said, I know how I support my people. And if you need that level of support, just reach out to me so we can have a conversation. If I can't support you, then I promise you I can plug you in. I can connect you with someone that can. If I can't do it, I have over 2,000 coaches that are in my community. So if I can't support you, I promise you I know someone that can. I know someone that can. Okay. So you guys, I pray if I don't get to speak with you, again today, I pray that you have a very Merry Christmas. A very Merry Christmas. Remember the reason why we are celebrating, the reason why we're pausing. And this is the thing, this doesn't have anything to do. I see that there's people talking about they're canceling Christmas. They're canceling Christmas. They're canceling Christmas. I pray to the good Lord above that none of my believers are out here yelling out that they're canceling Christmas. I pray that none of my believers are out here saying that they're trying to cancel Christmas, that they're canceling Christmas. Y'all, I hope those words are not coming out of your mouth as a believer. There is no way anybody can cancel Christmas when we know what the true meaning of Christmas is. How can they cancel Christmas? How can they cancel the birth of Jesus Christ? And the reason why we celebrate. Like, that didn't even make any sense. So, you guys, I'm telling you, remember the reason for the season, even if we can't celebrate it in the capacity in which we're used to, even if we cannot celebrate it in the capacity in which we're used to. What can you do in the space that you're in to have that celebration, to remember what it is that we do? Also, keep in mind that for a lot of people, this season may not be as happy just because of what may be going on. Check on your strong friends, those people that are the strong ones, check on them. Make sure that they are okay. Once again, this is not always a joyous occasion for everyone. Even at rebellion, they should be happy because Jesus was born. You guys, sometimes we have to stop being so holy and remember that people are still human and people still operate in their humanness. So if I am used to spending Christmas with a loved one and that loved one is not there in the physical, then for you to holler out and say to me, well, to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. I know that. But in my humanness, I want to be able to hug that person and touch that person. So just remember that, my Christian people. Just keep that in mind. Sometimes we have this Christianese that we do and all that stuff like that. You guys, sometimes it's just a matter of, I understand. I hear you. I'm so sorry. And sometimes it's just a matter of you not saying anything and just letting them know, I'm just here for you if you just need somebody to talk to. It doesn't mean you always have to have something back and say something back. Sometimes it's just a matter of you just being there. Your presence is just there, even if the presence is just on the phone. So like I said, just check on people over the next couple of days. Make sure people are okay. Reach out to people, all of that good stuff. Just if God places, ask God. God, is there anybody that I need to reach out to? Anybody that I need to connect with? Just ask him. Ask the Holy Spirit. And then whoever comes up in your spirit, reach out to them because you never know. You never know. You never know. Okay? All right, you guys, that's all that I have. This is my 15,000 close? Yes. And that's what when I said that, when I made that comment, and I'm glad that you said that, Minister. Yeah, this is my first Christmas without my mother. And so once again, I get the spiritual side. I get it. I understand it. But the human side is like, oh my God, this is our first Christmas, first Thanksgiving without mom. You see what I'm saying? So once again, just remember that people are human. People are human. All right. Okay, you guys. So, like I said, I pray you have an amazing holiday. Once again, reach out to people, connect with people. Remember the reason for this season. Remember that and why we do what we do and why we celebrate it. Remember whose you are. You guys remember the fact that he was born, the reason why he was born, the reason why he walked this earth, and the reason why he died. All of that stuff. Remember, remember, remember those things and always walk and operate in that. Thank you so much, Makita. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, you guys, thank you so much for hopping on. It's been an hour and it's only supposed to be 30 minutes. You guys, thank you so much for hopping on here and joining me once again. I pray you have an amazing rest of your day, an amazing holiday, and I will see you guys on the other side of this live. Take care, take care, take care.